I need a longer cord. Hey guys, when we get to 10,000 subscribers, I'll do a giveaway. I was going to do 12 months of Christmas, but things got to a very, very slow start. So Christmas can start in July. 10,000 subscribers. $10,000 subscribers. Come ride with me. Okay, so I think, you know, like, I think a part of my whole thing is that I expected to people. My expectation of people was for them to be, I'm gonna use the word gooder, better than actual human nature, and it's a big mistake. You know, I think as well as I am, I think I wasn't being, or maybe I was exposed to it. Like anybody grew up in a bubble? Anybody on here ever grew up in a bubble? Because I would say that I definitely grew up in a bubble. Like, most definitely. There's no way I would have been able to, and I don't know if it's no, I'm not gonna say that. I grew up in a bubble. And when I got free, boy, you see how this car moving? I did not stop moving. When I got free, my God. When I got free, I did not stop moving. Why? Because for me, growing up was home, church, school. Home, church, school. Home, church, school. Even when, like, I saw everybody going out to parties and stuff like that, I never went. Everybody was, like, having fun and doing this and doing that. And I remember the first time I went to a wedding, and they were dancing at the wedding, and while I was at the wedding, like, this dude picked this girl up, like, she straddled him on the dance floor, and oh my God, you should have seen my virgin eyes. I said, what the heck? I was so in awe about what I was seeing. And it kind of like, that was the first time I saw something like that. And it kind of scared me. I didn't go to something like that for probably like a decade after that. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that again. I never seen that. No. Well, actually, no. Until more than a decade, almost like 15 years. I'm laughing now, but it's not funny. So when I saw that, it was very, very, it's very interesting to me. And it wasn't interesting like the fact of, and I'll say this because it wasn't interesting like, oh my God, I want to do it. It was interesting like, I wanted to know how people could be that bold, you know, and have that type of confidence. So I worked at it for years. Not to do that per se, but to be able to be free enough, like to say, hey, if I wanted to, I'm gonna do it. And I never got the urge to want to do what I saw on that dance floor, thank God. Wait, thank God. But it's not a judgment, because what I became like aware of is that a lot of people have fun in different ways. You know, like when I look, it was more like Dirty Dancing ×3. You ever seen that movie, Dirty Dancing? Boy, was that funny. So subscribe. I'm taking you guys with me. I didn't judge anybody. And it became a way for me not to judge people, but for me to be able to still have my boundaries. Like, yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm like the milder cousin. A much milder cousin. Oh, look. On top of properties and land. Where they get all this land from? You know, I hear people saying it's a housing shortage and it's a this shortage and it's that shortage. But I drive around this country, right? And I see so many dilapidated houses. I see so many land, so much property, so much, you know? And in my mind, I'm like, where does this message of scarcity come from? Because what I see is, I see a land of abundance. But what I realize is that people love the city. They love to be on top of each other. Like, they love it. And because I see a lot of houses for sale. And I kind of wonder, like, where is, I know this is my music page, but I think it's going to just be, anyway, like, I'm like, where's the programs to not have the country looking so bad with the dilapidated houses? Like, you can give somebody that house, let them fix it up. Like, literally give it to them, $1. It'll bring value to the community, value to people, sense of moral, what do you call it? Esteem, self-esteem. Like, okay, we'll finance, your mortgage payment is us financing all the materials that you need in order to rehab this home. That's your mortgage. think about like what position that'll put people in. You know, a booming economy is an economy where people aren't they're not like trying to tear each other head off just to be able to have a proper place to live. Because when you concentrate all the wealth into one sector, let's say you see these big old apartment buildings right here, right? Let's say one person owns all of these, that same person owns all of these, like everything. Let's say they own this whole strip all the way down for like 10, 15, 20 miles. And then they own the same thing like in 50 states. What you see is the people who don't own anything at all, they start to, because they have a lot of, especially now in today's world, they got a lot of leisure time. So algorithms now are going to show them, like, because they'll be looking up houses, apartments, places to live, like they'll be looking at luxury, real estate, this, that, and it grows like a big resentment inside of them. So what it does is it creates a society where people are like, dang, I gotta go get it, which brings the value of your neighborhood down because people are no longer following the moral, social rule of law. Then you have all of this stuff because chaos will create itself. You don't have to create it. Like, chaos will create itself. And the way you get crime down, the way you get an economy to go again is for people to feel like, hey, I have a sense of wanting to create something. Small businesses make the world go round. Why? Because a small businesses, they're, what do you call it? The way that they spend is a higher cost than if you had a huge corporation. I know that they say, okay, well, this company is going to be able to pay me, just for example purposes, $1 million because they're buying all of this material. And this company right here, they're only paying me $1,000 because they're only getting but so much. But what if you have 1 million companies paying you $1,000? How much is that? Like, companies, they look at that big paycheck and I realize, like, hey, the money, the stable money, the real money, it's made with businesses that are not, like, that will have to keep coming back to you. So, and investing in them, and so all of that plays a role, but nobody wants to go out and be a small business, or can even, a lot of people can't even think about a small business or a business at all if they don't have a proper place to live. If they see, hey, all of the wealth is going to one side, like, shoot, people are like, I want to drink out of a crystal glass, but can't afford it. Like, dang, I would love to be able to go on a vacation, but can't afford it. I would love to be able to go down to Jamaica for 2-3 days. I would love to be able to hit up the Maldives for a few days and not worry about not being able to pay my rent next month if I do that. And then you have people out there who pay rent, who want to pay rent, but rent is so high that they're like, it's better for me to buy a house. And then you start seeing people who own the property say, no, don't buy a house, pay rent. And they're like, but it's too high. Do you see how that's like a lose-lose? Like, they say, what? No, don't buy a house, pay rent. They're like, but I can't afford the rent, so I have to buy a house. And then they say, oh, well then where am I going to get my tenants from? But then they say, oh, kick everybody who's trying to come to the country out. Like, so you lose your tenants, you lose the people who want to buy rent to buying a house because they can't afford to pay the rent. And the whole shit just all fucked up, you know? So, like, well, damn, how? We can't afford to have more people here. Why not? I see all of this land, all of these dilapidated houses that I'm sure these people would gladly fix up. Land. There's somebody out there right now who says, man, if someone gives me 40 acres, I'll do something nice with it. So, that's just my little 2 cents. Where are you guys at? See, it's so much. And if you don't leave the city, you don't know that the rest of the country is really not like the cities at all. Like, it's not. The rest of the country is completely, when I say complete, look, land, like completely different. Like, the rest of the country is completely different. Land, look at it. There's some places where, like where I look, like in new homes, brand new homes, land, Florida. I mean, but every state outside of the booming cities, there are places just like this. Land. I'm telling you, every state has land. Every single state. But land, when you get and don't quote me because I'm not a mortgage person, but when you get like a loan for land, more land, when you get a loan for a property, let's say you get a land, right? It's a long game because you have to have your house built. Like, you have to get the facilities built. That's why I said, or even like a dilapidated house, you know, the foundation is already made. Paris has a lot of land. You're in Paris right now, in France. Like, this is like so much land. This is a gas station, but it's green. Oh, that's beautiful. What time is it in France right now? This is like, it's so much. 8 p.m. Wow. So it's what, a 6-hour time difference? Did we meet in person? Or did you follow me off of here? But I think, like, I don't know. And the mind, I read in a book, I don't know which book, but it said in the minds of, like, we live in a world of abundance, but people don't see the world as abundant. They just see, like, the world, you know? And they think, like, it's scarce, but it's not. If you travel around, you'll see why people go out and say, you know what? I can be a billionaire. Like, why people go out and dream extremely big, because if you look at the world, it is huge. It's huge. It's so much. Like, and I look and I kind of think, like, all right, if God created all of this, I don't know what you believe in, but I believe that there's a God. If you believe that God is so big, then, like, more land, like, why do we think so small? Think about all of the stuff that is being, I'm gonna say manifested, but, oh, we did meet in person. You were in that, you were close to the beach, no? Did you listen to my songs yet? The album, College Tuition? Listen to it while you're going to sleep. Call your radio station in France and tell them to play my song. But if you believe in abundance, then you look at this and you're like, man, anything is possible. Because if you're in a big city, all you see is what? Concrete, you see buildings. But when you see all of this green, you're like, oh my gosh, a lot of the world is undeveloped. A lot of it is. And one of the most beautiful communities that I've seen in a long time. I mean, it's a lot of criteria that I go off of about a community being beautiful. Not only just that community, but the community, the surrounding communities around that community. Like what's readily available around it, all of that. But one of the most beautiful communities that I've seen has been up here. The houses, the way that the architecture was done in those houses, I mean, like, look like somebody say, we have to have symmetry. Like they went out of their way to make sure that not every house was the same, but each house had uniformity. Oh my God in heaven. I was driving through that neighborhood and I said, this is so amazing. Not only that, the type of grass. Oh, Jesus. You know, if you got good grass, like where, I don't know the name of the grass, but that grass where it will never ever have like a dry, patchy spot. Like, you know, no, what you call it? No peasies in the grass. My goodness, it was green and lush. Every plant was in place. I didn't see a garbage can anywhere. I said, Jesus. And they had land in the neighborhood, which is amazing. But this is Florida. normally go to sleep, G? All of this is land. Those are train tracks, but that's land. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of acres of land. If anyone asked me for, like, hey, what do you want as a gift? Land. What do you want for your birthday? Land. What do you want for Christmas? Some more land. Would you like a Birkin? Land, please. What else do you want with that land? A big enough machine to dig? You mean one of those big machines? Yep, the ones that cost like 10 million. Like all of this. Lead me, oh God, guide me, oh God, along the way. What's the price of gas where you guys are at? Whoever's on here. Like it says, it's flashing on here, but it's $2.99 for regular. $3.63 for diesel. Do you all remember when diesel used to be cheaper than gas? Like, what changed? What made diesel become more expensive than gas? I remember going to the gas station before, and diesel used to be cheaper than gas. As I walk each day with thee, lead me, oh Lord. I want you to lead me. From the ends of the earth arise, fire in my hands, fire in my feet, fire over me. Oh, rock on, only rock on, only. Oh, sons of God arise, sons of God arise, from the ends of the earth arise, fire in my hands, fire in my feet, fire over me. Oh, see, somebody got a bright idea. Sons of God arise, oh, sons of God arise, from the ends of the earth arise, fire more land in my hands, fire in my feet, fire over me. Sons of God arise, sons of God arise, from the ends of the earth arise, fire in my hands, fire in my feet, fire over me. This place. I think it's a nursery. Yeah, plants and palms. So you got more land. So they're building the community here. in the corner, there's a donut. I've had that donut there for God knows how long.